Hello everyone! Today you're going to learn how to make the tango turns your best friends. In this video I'm going to share with you my unique method developed in over 15 years teaching to learn how to make a perfect, fluid, controlled and well-imbalanced turn. I'm Silvia Mezzasoma and this is Idea Tango. Turns. I so totally remember how much I struggled for 2 years to learn how to properly turn. And my teacher's voice back then telling me continuously, you're out of balance, you're pushing me, you're hanging on me. If you're in that phase, rest assured you're not alone. And all the struggle I went through made me very keen in developing my very own methodology to teach turns in the most effective way. You're going to work with 3 exercises. As usual, I'm going to show you my specific and tailored exercises first, and then I'm going to explain in depth the technical hints to execute them correctly. Exercise correctly 5 minutes a day, every day, and you will experience a massive improvement of your balance and body coordination. And remember to be always timely informed about new releases of tango technique videos. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to turn on the bell to receive the notifications. First of all, a turn is composed by 4 steps: ocho forward, side step, ocho backward, side step. For the first exercise, you are going to execute these 4 steps in a line. Stand on the left leg, pivot towards the left, step forward, pivot towards the right, step to the side, pivot towards the right, step backward, pivot, side step, change leg and repeat on the other side. Forward, side, back, side. For the second exercise, you are going to execute the steps of the turn in a square. Take a chair and 2 sticks. Place the end of a stick in the middle of the chair and the other stick in the inside of your elbows. Hold the vertical stick with both hands. Now, take an ocho forward along the edge of the chair and then pivot. Take a side step along the other edge of the chair and then pivot. Take the backward step along the edge of the chair and finally a side step. Change leg and repeat on the other side. Forward, side, back, side. In the third exercise, you are going to execute the steps of the turn in a triangle. Take 3 objects and put them on the floor to form a triangle equilateral. I'm going to use 3 flyers. Take again the 2 sticks. Stand in the middle of an edge of the triangle. Put an end of the stick in the center of the triangle and the other stick in the inside of your elbows. Hold the vertical stick with both hands. Take an ocho forward from where you are till the middle of the adjacent edge of the triangle and then pivot. Take a side step from where you are till the middle of the adjacent edge of the triangle and then pivot. Take a backward step from where you are till the middle of the adjacent edge of the triangle and finally a side step. Now collect, change leg and repeat on the other side. Forward, side, back, side. The technique you need to execute a proper turn is the technique of the walking, dissociation and pivot. To learn and practice it, you can check my previous videos. I'm going to leave you the link in the description here below. The purpose of the first exercise is to learn the sequence of the steps, but above all, is to learn to finish the step before starting the pivot. Indeed, one of the most common mistakes during the turns is that you have not reached your axis yet after the step and you already start pivoting. This is the best way to lose your balance. Therefore, make sure to finish the step and the transfer of the axis before you start pivoting. Another common mistake is to rise your level during the pivot. Make sure that your level stays always the same throughout the whole movement and to always push the floor. especially during the pivot. This will allow you to step properly as soon as the pivot is over, as you will already be in the correct position and with the correct tension in your legs. Finally, pay attention to your torso. During the turns, the torso is always towards your partner, even though the hips turn. Therefore, you have to adjust the amount of your dissociation accordingly. The 3 exercises require an increasing amount of dissociation. For the first exercise, you need the least dissociation, whilst for the last exercise, you need the maximum dissociation. So, for this first exercise, make sure that your torso is always towards the same direction. In my case, my torso is always towards you, even though I move horizontally. The second exercise requires longer steps, more dissociation and more pivot. If you like, you can execute the exercise first without the sticks to just focus on the proper work of your legs. Make sure that your steps are long enough to finish beyond the edge of the chair, so that with one step you cover one complete edge of the chair and all the steps are perpendicular one to another. The goal is always to make a continuous, fluid and controlled movement. So once again, make sure to finish the step before starting the pivot, not to go up and down during the pivot, and to always push the floor. Finally, you can use the 2 sticks to make sure that your embrace is correct. Indeed, the stick on the chair helps you in keeping your torso always towards the center of your turn. To make it effective, make sure that the stick is always vertical. Whilst the stick on your elbows helps you in keeping a correct frame. To make it effective, make sure that the stick is always at the same distance from your torso. The last exercise is the most difficult one, requiring even more dissociation and pivot, but it is the one comparable to a perfect turn. Indeed, when we turn, we want to draw a perfect circle around our partner. A square is still far away from a circle. Indeed, if the square is outside the circle, when we are in the middle of our step, we are at the correct distance from the partner. But when we finish the step and we are in the corner, we pull our partner towards us. Vice versa, if the square is inside the circle, when we are at the end of our steps, in the corners, we are at the correct distance from our partner. However, when we are in the middle of the step, along the edges, we push our partner away from us. If we now consider a triangle equilateral with a circle inscribed in it, and we always step in the middle of the edges of the triangle, we are basically stepping along the perimeter of the circle, making a perfect turn around the partner. What makes it a perfect turn, though, is to step in curves rather than in straight lines. So make sure to step around your partner rather than into the space of your partner. Also in this case, you can first execute the exercise without the sticks and then add the sticks to make sure that your embrace is correct. As usual, the goal is to make a continuous, fluid and controlled movement. So once again, make sure to transfer the axis completely before starting the pivot, not to go up and down during the pivot, and to always push the floor. If this video was helpful, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date. Just click on the subscribe button here below. And now, tell me about you. Which of the technique advices was the most useful to you? Write me a comment. Practice at home and enjoy your technique exercises.